for them to influence me the way that they did. So, in me there is this point of freedom that I can use out of where I can grow myself if I know what and how that is. So what do? Nothing? Nothing. This is why it said, all are deemed as beasts. In the world there are no human beings. This needs clarification. You can't leave that just so in the air. I understand, but people immediately start commenting. Let them. Just like animals comment other animals. What does a person have that is not given to him by nature, and how can he then change himself? If I have to change myself, then I need some kind of... How can I do it? Therefore, in our world, it says so. In Hebrew it says, Kulam kebemot nidmu, meaning all are deemed as beasts. What kind of freedom of choice does a person have? A person has no freedom of choice. Free choice. We talked about this a lot. We did, but now we're trying to explain this to people. A person has no free choice. Can you show me some free action that a person does, some free desire, some free thought that he'd get not from someone or something, but that it somehow appeared out of nowhere? No such thing. Therefore, a person is not free. It's good. Why not? Well, you're in contradiction with the world that people are, they think they have my own idea. Simeon, let people say whatever they want to. Let philosophers argue about this. There is nothing in a person that doesn't come from nature, from others, from someplace. A person has no freedom. The freedom in a person exists once he gets an additional force that is in contradiction with the corporeal force, and only in the gap between these two forces can a person become independent of these two forces and then have free choice. So a person, he is completely motivated by his ego until there's some kind of, miracle, turning point. It is a miracle. This is exactly it, that it gives me the illusion of freedom. On purpose, for you to feel that you're a human being. Yeah, that I create, I make, analyze, rule. I'm a judge, by the way, I judge people. And add to that, as a builder of communism, of course, of the better future. A lot depends on me. I can give, and everyone looks at that person. By the way, they follow him, people follow him, they say that he's powerful, we should follow him. Well, it's all empty. Why explain this all for? Well, you said that we should explain it, or to explain that there's no freedom, this possible. Balasulam writes about this, and it's all explained. To explain how to achieve freedom, it's by drawing upon yourself a second force. Now, you need the second force, which is its opposite, and it's not free either. But in between these two forces exists the state of freedom, the so-called middle half of Tiferet. Okay, so let's summarize. Can you give me several points for a person to be able to advance toward freedom? First point is what? To understand that he's not free. If he has this kind of demand, only if he has a demand for the meaning of life, because the meaning of life is attained only in the search of independence, in the ability to be independent, to find a sense of self, and not in becoming like others in terms of who's richer, who's this, who's that. Don't take any kind of example from others. He does this and that, and I too. And people will look at me like they look at them with respect. They'll carry me on their arms, praise me. I don't need all that. What I need is my I, which is completely different than of that rich or poor, or doesn't matter who and where or what. The main thing is for me to find myself. And this is where a person's search begins. Where's my I, my sense of self? There he starts searching, he comes down to understanding that he's not free. This takes time, but eventually, yes. And that he has to... What? Because he understands that he is not free, he starts searching. He understands that his freedom is in rising above his ego. And even though that a person cannot get rid of this ego, but would want to, and when he wants to but can't, he finds the opportunity of how to draw upon himself a force that even against his efforts to remain in his ego, leave him in this ego. I don't want to come out of this ego, but I make it so that it draws me, the faith above reason draws me out of this. Another turn. Only turning points. But it's wonderful. Therefore, this world of ours that we exist in, emotionally, with our senses, from the point of view of Kabbalah, does not exist. Therefore, it's called the imaginary world. In Hebrew, Ha'olam Amedumeh, because there's only one force in it that operates everything. Yeah, therefore we don't even exist in it. But it's good.
Есть же такие, прошло как сон.
Да, да.
Ну и хорошо.
You know, it's like a dream. We were dreamers. Yeah, it says that life is only a moment between the past and the future, and it is actually called life. There's this song. But it doesn't exist either. No. Give a person something who's lost. Lost. Die. I'm lost. I mean, you're not a human being. You're not free. You're an animal. This world is imaginary and so on. I heard this. You heard it. Now, read everything that I wrote about this. Read everything I wrote about it. It's not mine. Meaning, at first I resisted, I write terrible comments, I condemn you. Yeah, there are many such. Lately, people are flooding us with this. What do you want from me? I brought them the coronavirus. No, not because of that, but actually because by this you force a person to work. What can I do? This the thing. Otherwise, it's to simply tell a person about, the damn billionaires, that they're to blame or something. There a person can agree. But suddenly you're telling a person that he has to work. From this state of absence of freedom, you have to come to a state of freedom. People are fighting the desire to chip people. A person says, what? How come I'm free? Free how? You're not free in anything. You can measure me any way you want. Okay, we're not going there. So, is there a conspiracy against mankind? Something? Of course. What? It's the method of our development. The Creator, He stands behind all of this, churning everything. He's the one controlling all of it. So, in that you see the Creator. There is no other force, only the Creator. He created us. Opposite to Him, and He is playing with us. So this is exactly a conspiracy against mankind as it is right now. Right. And it all happens by as one force, thought, and therefore we can be glad that we're advancing. And this is the only thing that there is. Yeah, everything else simply doesn't exist. Because everything is under His power, plan, control. No one's free. No person has freedom of choice. So what can he do? Suppose now he's deciding that he's going to kill someone. It's not he decided, or to act one way or another. It's not that a person decides. There's nothing free. Therefore, there's no man. It's all what we call machshevet habriya in Hebrew, the thought of creation. The thought of creation. This is what is implemented in all of us. What does the Creator want as a result? For us to understand how we have no freedom of will, how controlled we really are, and how free can we be, to the measure that we are like the Creator. To be like the Creator means what? It means to acquire the quality of bestowal, love, and connection. Thank you.